Patel, and this is the video for Unit 9 Summative Presentation.
So this is Unit 9, which is relationships between points, lines and planes. So I've chosen topic 9.6, which is the distance from a point to a plane. So the distance from a point PO, x, y, z to the plane with equation ax plus by plus cz plus t is equal to 0 has a formula of d is equal to magnitude of ax plus by 0. So what we do is we multiply a, b, c with these three points, coordinates over here, and this would be plus c, zo plus d. And we divide this by the root of a squared plus b squared plus c squared, and here d is the distance between the point and the plane. So this is the formula for the distance from a point to the plane. So here we're going to look at calculating the distance from a point to a plane and from a parallel point, a point to two parallel planes. So the first example here I have is determine the distance from A, which is 3, 1, 0, to the plane with equation 20x plus 4y plus 5z plus 7 is equal to 0. So this is our equation here, which would be this, and this is the point, which is this. So what we're going to do is we'll use this formula here. So we'll write that down, d is equal to, and we have our equation. So this is just a bracket, not a magnitude. It was my bad, sorry. So here we continue. We have 20 into our x, which is 3. So we substitute these coordinates with the points here. 3 plus 4 with 1, and we have plus 5. This would be 0 plus 7 divided by root of 20 squared plus 4 squared plus 5 squared. So d is going to be equal to 60 plus 4 plus 7 divided by root of 400 plus 16 plus 25. So here d is going to be equal to 60 plus 4 plus 7, we get 71 divided by 21, because root of 400 plus 16 plus 25 would give me our answer of 21. So here basically the distance from the point to the plane is equal to 3.38. So moving on to the next example, here we have calculating the distance between two parallel planes. So here I have a question which says determine the distance between pi 1 and pi 2 for the planes pi 1, which is 3x plus 4 minus 12z minus 26 is equal to 0, and pi 2, which is 3x plus 4y minus 12z plus 39 is equal to 0. So these two are parallel planes. So we're going to find the distance between them. So what we're going to do first is we have to first find one of these unknown values. So we'll say let y is equal to z be 0. So we're going to use the second plane here, the second one. We always use the second one, and we're going to write that down. 3x plus 4y minus 12z plus 39 is equal to 0. So since we said y and z would be equal to 0, we'll substitute 0 in place of them, and we have 3x plus 4 into 0 minus 12 into 0 plus 39 is equal to 0. So here we're left with 3x plus 39 is equal to 0. So 3x would be equal to negative 39. So we divide these by 3 and our x would be negative 13. So now that we have a value for x, we have our point. We can say our point is equal to negative 13, 0 and 0. So we can use this to determine the distance, since we now have points to substitute in the equation. D is equal to a x0 plus by plus cz plus d. So now we're going to use these points in place of x, y, z. So the distance would be equal to, here now we use the first equation of the plane to determine the distance. So the first one says 3x plus 4y minus 12z minus 26 divided by root of 3 squared plus 4 squared and negative 12 squared. So d would be equal to 3 into negative 13 plus 4 into 0 plus minus 12 into 0 minus 26 divided by we have, after solving this, we get 13 as the answer. So d would be equal to 65 divided by 13. So the answer here would be negative 5, but the distance can't be in a negative, so we'll just write it as 5. So distance between plane pi 1 and pi 2 is 5 units. And this is a second part of the question, which says determine the equation for a plane midway between pi 1 and pi 2. So this is very simple. So here basically what we do is we just take our second equation and we subtract the first one from, we add the first one to it, we add these two equations. So I'll just write this down here. We have 3x plus 4y minus 12z plus 39 is equal to 0. We add the first one, which is 3x plus 4y minus 12z minus 26 is equal to 0. So here our answer would be 6x plus 8y minus 24z plus 13 is equal to 0. So this is the equation for the plane midway between pi 1 and pi 2. So this is it for my Unit 9 presentation. Thank you.